Hey, how's it going, everyone? Today, it just felt like transcribing some more of the Miles Davis solo I've been doing, so I figured I'd do chorus 7 for you guys here today. Just pick up right where I left off, right? Hopefully, I don't think it'll take that long, because the end of the last one I did, chorus 6, like that phrase, like ends going into like the first bar of this one, so that's already written out, so I'm not going to play the whole thing up to that, I'm just going to play like maybe from chorus 6, the one right before it. I'll play with the recording, and then when that finishes, I'll let the next one play out so we can listen to it, and then I'll go ahead and transcribe it, alright? So, end of chorus 5. So we're going into 6 here, or 7, right now. Alright, so that's what we're dealing with, alright? The end of that is pretty cool, that's probably the part I spend the most time on anyway, alright? So, like I said, and of course, like if you're new to this is Miles Davis's solo on No Blues from his Live at the Black Hawk album. All the choruses so far have been transcribed. They're available on my Patreon individually, or, get all the things on Patreon for $5 a month. Yeah, check that out, support me, all that. So thanks for watching. So, alright, so going into this chorus 7, we already have, I learned last time, but alright, and just over an F7, this is a blues in the key of F going into the 1 chord. Like, literally, if we're thinking of that chord, 3, 2, 1, 5. Alright, just diatonic, major, very clear. That's how we're starting. 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3, and then the quarter note rests on B4. So let's go ahead and go further. Yeah. Okay. I know it's gonna be going into it, I think it's a half step. Right, it's gonna repeat the same type of motif, right? Just confirm this. Okay, so cool stuff here, even like rhythmically with the phrasing. So bar 2, he just stays on the 1 chord, F7. So you have an 8th note rest on downbeat of 1, and then on the and of 1, take a passing tone. So we get that. Definitely slides that, or that's all I'm gonna do on the guitar. This. So, is it a quarter note or an 8th note rest and a quarter note rest? Let's see. Hold on, that's a little too far. Quarter. Alright, so make this a and then that. I know the first phrase is about to repeat, but just to analyze this is like, it's like almost like call and response. Like it's like, alright, and then it's 1 and 2 and 3, 4, or hold on, I'm sorry, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Oh yeah, that is what it is. 1 and 2 and 3. Oh, I actually got the rhythm. I mean, I'm playing it right, but I'm not noting it right. So it's basically and 2 and and that's tied like that. I'll tie it since it's like the half of the bar for neatness purposes. Most people probably have no idea what I'm talking about right now, but this is just me transcribing. Actually, yeah, that'll be a quarter note. So the end of 2 is being tied to like a quarter note. So it's basically like a dotted quarter note, but we're doing it with the tie for written purposes. And then on beat 4, we'll have this note. And that's probably going to be like a staccato. Let's see. Yeah. And then bar 3 is exactly like bar 1. Yeah, so that's easy. Alright. So let me just copy bar 1 into bar 3. So, like I was going to say before, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, 4. And if you look at it, it's like the slide really makes it. You know, I've talked about this before with like Miles Davis lines and phrasing. It's like you can always tell what the strong melodic notes are. Like to me, right? Like that's the melody. It's not that. That's not a grace note. That's a real note on the end of 2, but it's very clearly an embellishment. I mean, harmony aside, the fact that you can kind of see it like a chromatic passing tone, but it's like, you know, notice the effect that that has on the line and stuff, because it's, you know, if we're thinking just very, like, unaltered dominant sound, like Mixolydian, it's a sharp 5. We're just seeing it like a chromatic passing to the 6, and then root 9, right? So that's all I'm saying. I'm spending way too much time. Then, like I said, beat 3, same thing. Okay, now we got some different stuff. So let's see. 1, 2, 4, whatever. I guess I'll play it a little bit. I'm messing up. So, what's the little subtleties in this one? I think it's on beat 2 instead of and 1. Yeah, let's confirm. Is he going 2, 3, 4? Is it a slight, like, subtle? Those are the little things. Let's see. Maybe I'm just hearing things. I think I'm gonna put it in there, you know. Let's see, because that's something cool to learn from. I'm putting it in there. I mean, that little subtle stuff, the same thing. Like, that's really the melody to me, but just literally going down a whole step first, which turns out into a fourth versus, right? That's great, you know, sort of little phrasing that you could take there. So still on the F7s, like I said, beat or bar 4, we have a quarter note rest. Beat 1, beat 2. So beat 2, these are eighth notes. I would make them 2 and 3 and, right? The end of 2 is very subtle. Hold on. Yeah. Subtle, but definitely something worth notating. And then beat 3, 2 and 3. Alright, so on the guitar, I'm just doing it with the hammer-ons and pull-offs. And again, like over F7, 6 or 13, 5, root 9. He's been extremely diatonic, repetitive, and simple rhythmic like this whole time, except for a little syncopation, right? But it's so good. I mean, at least I think so. So it's 2 and 3 and then I think quarter note rest of beat 4. Then we'll be on the 4th chord. Let's see. Yeah. I should go back and listen, but I'm feeling it out. Let's see. So maybe like slide to like a grace note above, or yeah, like a slide from above, but only the first time, so he hits that note twice. Or does he just hit it right on and I'm hearing things? Let's see. Nah, it's just straight on. Or, yeah, alright, so let me get the rest of the melody. Because a lot of times it's like the start of the phrase that has like the intricate like embellishments and phrasing and slides and bends or however you might do it on the guitar. So that could be like the trickiest part sometimes is starting the phrase right. Yeah. Okay, and then so let's write some of that. So and of 1, 1 and 2 and 3. That's what made me probably hear before, like almost thinking that there's like a slide or something, right? It's the syncopation. So and a 1 is going to be a quarter note. And this, of course, is the flat third. You know, over the 4 chord B flat 7, it's the flat 7, but over like an F, it's the minor third. You know, the whole major minor third thing with the blues, right? So, there's 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1. I think it's a quarter followed by like a dotted quarter. But I might notate this as an eighth and a quarter. And then beat 4. I got the notes, but now I want the rhythm. Just to clarify. Or, no. Pretty sure it's at once. And beat 4 is like the short staccato one, too. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so beat 4 is when we have, it would be a 13 over B flat 7, and then 9 over F. This one would be like staccato, like I said. And then, so now we're in bar 6. So beat 1 will have the F, which is the 5th of B flat. Beat 2 and 3, we have, that's like the 4 for B flat 7, or the flat 7 of F. I'll make this complete. Alright, from here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I think B3, that's easy. That second time we hit this will be a dotted quarter note, which will take us to the end of 4, and we'll just go down a half step. Little chromatic neighbor thing. Just gonna go right back to this. Now we're gonna be in bar 7, where we go back to the 1 chord, the F7, and this becomes the flat 7. And again, even though it's like I'm kind of extending myself to say like, oh, it's harmonically this note over this chord or this note over this chord. Good to know that, but it's still an F blues, so even when we're on the 4 chord, we can see a lot of this sort of just relationship to that F tonality or bluesy sound, right? Alright, so hammer on that. Let's see. Okay, he does it a couple times. 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 3. Okay, so this is easy then for this one. So it's basically like dotted quarters and eighths, you know, taking up 2 beats at a time. Same thing. This will be an eighth. Alright. Now we're going to be in bar 8. I know that we're in the middle of this pattern. Maybe it switches here. Let's see. Ooh. Alright. So even before I analyze it, it's just okay. So, hold on. This should be a dotted quarter note. 1, 2. Let's just confirm this. Oh. Yeah, maybe I'll just work out the melody. So a lot of times, like I said, I'm doing this on the spot. I mean, I do like to pause, like, in between, like, phrases, like, before even hearing the end of them, but it's just because I've been doing this a long time. Okay, so let's notate this. So beginning of bar 8, you know, the last bar before like the turnaround, you start on the F, and then okay, then instead of going back to the 15, the 8th note here, we go up a 4th, and that would be like the flat 3rd of F, but whatever. And then instead of going back to F, he's going down to E flat there on the beat string, the flat 7. And that's kind of, this is beat 3 here. You know, I've seen this in some of the other courses where it's like you can not necessarily think like F's dominant, like for a lot of the 1 chord, but like when you're going to the turnaround there, like he does like to play that flat 7 there. Because that is the sound of like going to a 2. Like if you think like if we're in a key of F, like F7, diminished that literally relates to F7 is F sharp diminished, which of course goes to the 2 or to the dominant center, right? So enough stupid functional harmony, right? So after he lands on this, B3, 3, 4, and then now he's going to be on the turnaround, I think. So that's that same note there. A flat. Alright, let me listen. And this chorus, we're almost done because he's got some space at the end. Oh, okay, yeah. That's where he goes to. So it was here, and then that was down to 4 now. Okay, so good. That makes sense. That would be a C, which is the root of a C7, 5 chord. I think it's another dotted quarter note there. This is bar 9 now. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, this is gonna be cool. This is the moments that you watch the video for. Ooh. Almost. This way I'll just get it and I can rotate it. Dude. Is that it? Dude, that's awesome. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So, yeah. Bar 9, C7, we're starting that C. This is a dotted quarter note. And then 8th notes out. So, passing tone to the flat 7 right there. Oh, should be an 8th note. Alright, so this is the downbeat of 3. It's just chromatic right now. From here, he's going down like a D flat major triad over like a C7. You got the flat 9, the 11, the sharp 5. It's, that's what it is, but hold on. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and oh, that's the downbeat of 1, I guess, part 10 then. Okay, yeah. So here, this is very similar to that other line that I made a whole video about separately. Or, oh, no 16, that note is not in it. And then this is where we resolve to the 3rd of F. 1 and how's it doing this? 3, 2, 1, 1. Those are the intervals. Quarter note there. Probably a staccato. Then, pretty sure another one. And then we have space for the rest of the form. Let me just confirm that, then we'll wrap this up and we'll try to analyze that last line. Oh, it wasn't. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So the line over the same part in the other chorus was like, and this one is like, right? So I'm kind of seeing that if we think of this D flat major as like Lydian, dominant that relates to that is like E flat 7, and that's a minor third away from C7, so they could be related to diminished. You don't have to worry about what any of this means, but you know, that's almost like the sound. What else is D flat Lydian? I mean, it's A7 or G7. Yeah. Hold on, I got confused for a second. Yeah, E flat 7. E flat major. F7. You know, it's related to diminished. I mean, those tones over C7. We have the flat 9, 11, sharp 9, 11, fifth, 13, 7, but now that's how we're leading into the F7. It resolves there, right? If we were going to think of like the tritone sub just off the top of my head, like the other one, it would be the key of B flat major or B major, which this doesn't check out because we have that. But yeah, I'm thinking of it more like D flat Lydian, E flat 7, which kind of relates to the C7. Yeah, you're like basically playing around with the key that's a minor third up, and it just like you can play around with the key that's a tritone because that's part of the diminished. That's how I would justify this. All right, for those of you who appreciate me taking the time to work this out in my head, it's like we're basically approaching F7. Yeah, and once I realize this, it makes sense. Or just like F, we're approaching that from a tonal center of A flat. Right, and A flat, you know, say like major, whatever, like the 5 is E flat 7, you know, so, right, that's that sound. And then we go down to this. Right, so the whole chorus. Right? It's great. I love this one. I'm sure went 28 minutes. Yeah, thought this was going to be quick. But you know what? I think this one, there's some value in it. I think this one is entertaining. Definitely some good stuff. So if you stuck around, I appreciate it. You know, thanks for watching. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So yeah, like I say, this PDF will be available for anyone who wants to check it out, you know, for individual purchase or just subscribe to my Patreon where you get everything for $5 a month, right? So if anyone has any questions or anything they want to say, put it in the comments, you know, hit me up if, you know, you're interested in anything or lessons. And if you like the video, you know, give it a like, subscribe, do all the things to support me so I can keep doing this for you, right? Because I'm not good at promoting myself, but, you know, it's obviously what I want to keep doing for you guys, right? So I'll leave it there before it rambles on for too long. So, alright, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.